The New Orleans Saints were supposed to fade away, but they just found a quarterback who changes the math. Tyler Shuck is a rookie, and he is playing like the moment does not scare him. That is the part that should make the NFC South nervous. When a team that looks broken on paper keeps winning anyway, it usually means something real is happening under the surface. But here's the twist. This run is not coming from perfect conditions. The Saints have taken hits. The offense has been patched together, and the pressure should be crushing them late in the year. Instead, Tyler Shuck keeps delivering calm answers, and guys like Chris Olave keep getting the ball in spots that let them play fast. Then the defense adds the edge, because Chase Young is playing like he wants to rip the game away, while Cam Jordan and Demario Davis keep the whole unit steady when things get tight. It feels like a team that decided it is done being laughed at, and once that switch flips, it spreads through everyone. What nobody is talking about enough is how quickly belief can turn into danger when it is backed by results. The Saints are sitting on 4 straight wins and an undefeated December, and now every opponent has to treat them like a real threat, not a nice story. The turning point came on the road in Week 17 when they fell behind in Tennessee and still refused to blink. And the way Tyler Shuck finished that night is the exact moment this whole season changed. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Saints and all the NFL content. Can we get 100 likes on this video? The New Orleans Saints hit a moment on that road win where the season either breaks or it hardens. Noise rising, momentum sliding, and you could feel the game begging for one careless throw to end the whole night. But here is what shocked people. Tyler Shuck did not play like a guy trying to survive. He played like a guy taking the room, one calm decision at a time. What makes that night stick is not just the win, it is how loud the answers were. Tyler Shuck carved through pressure and finished with 333 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, not in a clean track meet, but in a game that kept trying to get messy. Then the defense slammed the door in the most violent way possible. Chase Young ripped the ball out of Cam Ward and turned it into points the other way. That is the kind of swing that does 2 things at once. It lifts your sideline and it crushes the other team's belief. And now the scary question gets sharper because that win was not built on perfect help. It was built on timing, poise, and a team refusing to blink when the script says you should. If the Saints can produce that kind of finish when the game is tight and the air feels heavy, then the rest of the division has a real problem. Because the next thing you notice is even wilder. The Saints are doing this while the offense is missing pieces, and the ball still keeps moving like the plan never changed. The New Orleans Saints are winning games with an offense that looks like it should be crawling. Key bodies are out, roles are shuffled, and the depth chart feels like it is held together with hope. That is why this stretch matters, because it is not just about talent. It is about whether a team can keep its shape when the easy options are gone. And somehow, the Saints keep moving the ball like they are not allowed to feel sorry for themselves. Here is the part people miss. This is not random, it is timing and trust. Tyler Shuck is a rookie, yet he throws like he already knows where the help is coming from, and that makes the injuries feel smaller than they are. Kevin Austin Jr. keeps getting chances and making them count because the ball arrives on time. Not late, not behind, right where he can finish the play. When the ground game needs a body to step up, Audric Estime takes the tough carries and keeps the offense from stalling out. And when a drive needs points just to keep the night alive, Charlie Smith gives them that lifeline. The kind of kick that makes a sideline breathe again. Like a 57-yard answer that flips the mood without a single speech. That is why this run feels bigger than 1 month. Teams that are truly giving up do not keep finding new ways to win with new names doing the dirty work. The Saints are showing you they chose the hard path, keep fighting, keep pushing, keep proving something every week. And once a locker room makes that choice, it turns into an identity, not a fluke. So the real question is why they picked this route when everyone else wanted them to hit reset. Because that decision tells you what this franchise is trying to become. The New Orleans Saints spent months being talked about like a team already counting draft picks. That label is heavy, because once people decide you are done, every mistake becomes proof you should stop trying. But here's the shocking part. The Saints did not accept that story for even 1 week. They kept playing like the season was still alive, even when the outside world wanted them to sit down and fade out quietly. A lot of teams in that spot start making soft choices, protect the future, avoid risk, and let losses stack up without saying it out loud. The Saints went the other way. They chose the hard version, the version where effort in the cold still matters, where comebacks still matter, where every snap is a test of pride and standards. People tried to group them with the Raiders, the Giants, the Jets, teams that lived in mock draft talk, but New Orleans refused to live there. That is why the vibe feels different, because this is not a team trying to look good. It is a team trying to become something. And now it gets even more interesting, because this choice creates a dangerous future, not just a fun finish. If you can compete now and still hold a strong draft path, you can add real help fast and turn momentum into control. The question is who pushed that mindset into the building, because it did not happen by accident. The next part of this story is about the staff, the tone in meetings, and why this team started acting like a real plan was already in motion. The New Orleans Saints did not just start winning, they started acting different when the pressure hit. That change comes from the top, because when a team is supposed to quit, every meeting can feel like a formality. This one did not. Kellen Moore brought a tone that feels sharp and honest. No fake optimism, no excuses, just work and responsibility. And when veterans like Cam Jordan and Demario Davis buy into that kind of week, the whole room follows. Even the younger guys who are still learning what the league is. What makes it hit harder is how the staff keeps the team aggressive without letting it get sloppy. Kellen Moore keeps the offense moving forward even when the lineup is not perfect, and that tells the players one thing: you are not protected from the moment, you earn the moment. Then you look at the defense and feel the same edge, because Brandon Staley has them playing fast and attacking space, not just waiting for mistakes. That is why Chase Young looks unleashed, and why the Saints keep finding game-changing snaps when the score gets tight. Upstairs, the real tension is building, because the front office now has a decision that can shape the next few years. Mickey Loomis can treat this like a fun late run, or he can treat it like the start of a real plan and go all in on support. If he chooses the second path, it raises one question that fans cannot stop thinking about. How did the Saints even get to this point at quarterback in the first place? Because the story is not just that Tyler Shuck stepped up, it is who he replaced, why the door opened, and how fast everything changed once it did. The New Orleans Saints did not stumble into this. They opened the door. On purpose. For a long time, the plan was Derek Carr. Steady, safe, get the ball out, keep the train on the tracks. But the feel never matched the hope. Drives kept dying, the air got tight, and the offense started playing like it was scared of its own mistakes. That is when the pressure started building inside the building, not anger. More like a quiet truth that the old way was not taking them where they wanted to go. Then the first switch came, and it did not solve the chaos. Spencer Rattler brought energy, talent, and moments where you could see why people believed. But the risky decisions kept showing up at the worst times. One bad throw would turn into a short field, then the whole team would be forced to chase the game again. It was not about blaming him, it was about what the tape kept saying every week. The offense needed calm, not more fire. And when a locker room feels that, the decision stops being emotional, it becomes survival. That is why the bold move mattered. They drafted Tyler Shuck as a rookie and treated him like more than a future idea. People questioned it, they looked at his path, they looked at his body, they wondered if he could really be the answer. But Kellen Moore saw a different thing. A quarterback who could process fast, throw on time, and carry pressure without showing it on his face. The real question is not why they made the switch. The real question is what happened once he got the snaps. Because the next stretch is where Tyler Shuck starts turning from a surprise into a weekly problem. The New Orleans Saints did not get a slow learning curve, they got a storm. A rookie quarterback usually gets protected, soft reads, simple moments, and time to breathe. Tyler Shuck got the opposite. Real pressure, real disguises, real consequences when one throw is off by a hand. And the wild part is he did not shrink. You can feel him getting sharper in real time, like every tough snap is turning into fuel instead of fear. It started with, The kind of opponent that tries to confuse young passers for fun. Against the Rams, with Sean McVay on the other side, the game was trying to speed him up, trying to make him rush, trying to make him guess. He kept his eyes calm and took what the defense gave him. Then he carried that same calm into Carolina with Bryce Young staring back. A division game where one mistake can turn the whole stadium on you. Then the test got louder. Atlanta threw heat and moving looks. Miami turned it into a score chase with Tua Tagovailoa. And you could see Tyler Shuck stop playing like a guy hoping not to mess up. By Tampa, he was not just throwing, he was answering, moving, saving plays, refusing to let a broken snap become a broken drive. That is why the late stretch is the part that should worry people. He looked comfortable against the Jets. He looked steady when the game tried to get weird. And by the time Tennessee showed up, the moment did not feel too big anymore. It felt normal to him. That is the danger. When a rookie starts treating pressure like routine, the ceiling rises overnight. Now the question shifts, because a quarterback run like that only turns into real control if the other side of the ball keeps punching too. And the next part is where the Saints quietly started winning snaps with violence and timing, the kind of defense that makes a hot offense even harder to stop. The New Orleans Saints are not winning only because the offense is hot. They are winning because the defense keeps stealing air from games. When an opponent starts to settle in, this unit snaps the rhythm in half. A pressure here, a tight window there, one mistake forced at the exact wrong time, and suddenly the whole stadium feels the swing. The shocking part is how fast this defense has learned to close doors, not after the catch, but before the throw even feels safe. What nobody is talking about enough is the secondary that is starting to play like it trusts itself. Alontae Taylor is driving on routes with zero fear, taking away the easy throws that keep quarterbacks comfortable. Kool-Aid McKinstry is making receivers work for every inch, turning clean looks into late throws. And Jonas Sanker is cleaning up the back end, cutting off deep shots that used to flip games on one play. That is how you turn a team from scrappy into dangerous, because now the offense is not forced to be perfect on every drive. And this is where the story gets even bigger, because a defense like this changes what the Saints can become next. If the front office decides to protect the quarterback better and add one more real weapon, this stops being a nice late run and starts looking like a plan. The Saints already have the fight, they already have the belief, and now they have proof that they can win when the game gets tight. The only question left is what they fix first, because the weakness is clear, it is right in front of Tyler Shuck, and once that gets cleaned up, the rest of the division might be stuck watching this grow.